I dare you to give me a problem that HR globally, collectively has solved. They can put it to bed and they don't need to revisit ever again. This was the conversation I had with the senior HR person this morning, and it was fascinating. We were going back and forth, and I just said, I'm like, just give me one. Medicine has solved so many problems. Engineers have solved millions of problems that we don't need to revisit anymore. It's done. We all know what to do. I'm like, what has HR solved that we can put to bed and never deal with it again so we can move on to the next problem? And she was like, you know what? You are so right. I can't think of anything. So I told her, I'm like, look, you've been guys flogging this dead horse of engagement for more than 3 decades now with no result. In the past few years, you jumped on the DEI bandwagon and empowering people by disempowering the rest or implementing affirmative actions. Now you will be flogging the well-being horse for the next decade or so with probably very little result because we've been on it for a few years and zero result. I'm like, what is it that you guys are trying to solve? Give me that one problem. And she was like, so I started to direct the conversation. I'm like, okay, maybe it is not a problem-solving department. It's just a functional department. So you guys have to run the show, hire, fire, discipline, pay the salary, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But then it is not a strategic role. And you should not be claiming that seat at the table. Because admin people don't have the seat at the table. And therefore, you should not be asking the question, why nobody is seeing my volume? Because you guys cannot give us one thing that you have addressed for good and we don't need to deal with ever again. So, we are waiting for you guys. Tell us what is your value, like specific, one problem that you have solved for good.